anion exchange membrane electrolyzer technology.
Beyond Next Ventures, Japan's deep tech-focused venture capital firm has announced its investment in Final Layer, an AI infrastructure company. This marks the second investment from Beyond Next Ventures' India One Investment Partnership, BNV's maiden fund, specifically dedicated to early-stage ventures for Indian entrepreneurs.
New Life, an R&D-focused performance nutrition brand, has raised $1 million in its maiden seed funding round, co-led by Shubhkam Ventures and Singularity Ventures. The funds will be used for product innovation, enhancing research and clinical trials, and expansion of product portfolio.
Reliance and Meta incorporate their new AI joint venture, name it Reliance Enterprise Intelligence Limited. Both the companies have jointly committed an initial investment of 855 crores. Reliance will own 70% stake in this joint venture. Those are the headlines that we're tracking for you today. In what's brewing, New York-based UnifyApps has just raised $50 million in its Series B funding round that was led by Westbridge Capital, with participation from Iconic and others, to build what it calls the Enterprise Operating System for AI. The company, founded in 2023, says it is helping CIOs turn fragmented Gen AI experiments into scalable, production-grade AI systems. Now, UnifyApps claims that it has over 600% year-on-year revenue growth as enterprises are seeking a unified AI foundation. To take this conversation forward, let me welcome Raji Thomas, who has come on board as the chairman and co-CEO of the company. Raji, congratulations on your appointment, and thank you so much for your time here on CNBC-TV18. Most enterprises are still struggling with isolated Gen AI pilots. Start by telling us how UnifyApps practically helps them transition from experimenting to being AI native, and what does that transformation actually look like inside a large organization?
Thank you, Ritu. Let's level set on the problem. 95% of enterprise generative AI pilots and projects are failing, just producing zero business outcomes. That's a problem that we're struggling with. And the reason it fails is because the enterprise AI landscape is very different from the consumer AI landscape. We're all great users of ChatGPT, but when you try to apply LLMs to an enterprise, it fails because, number one, it can't find the data. The data is stuck in siloed systems, hundreds and thousands of them. And when you find the data and act on it, how do you bring it back to the employees and customers where they are currently doing their business? And that's not a trivial task to solve. And that's what UnifyApps does. We have built a platform that connects to over 1,000 enterprise systems that companies use today, and then just drag and drop capabilities to build AI apps and agents that produce real business outcomes.
Well, Raji, UnifyApps really describes itself as LLM agnostic. Now, in a market where, most startups are tied to one or the other model, whether that is OpenAI, Anthropic, or some other, what is your strategy for staying neutral, and how do you ensure that there is consistent results across these different models?
Well, the key is to make sure that you're using the right model for the right problem. These LLMs are fantastic. They're primarily built and trained on publicly available data. When a business is using it, let's say you're a bank, you really want to tune it up for what your data and your needs are. So the bank will need models that are tuned, and they need to use all the models that are available. And that's why we take an LLM agnostic approach, where you can create a workflow of 20 steps, and 15 of those could use different models that are perfectly suited for what they're supposed to do for that task.
Okay, let's get to that funding then, the $50 million check that you've got. How are you going to deploy it? What will be the focus area? And how big do you believe this market for AI operating systems can become over the next 5 years, which, this capital is going to help you get to?
Well, we have three primary uses of capital that we're going to use it for. Number one, we're going to use it to expand the platform. The AI transformation is just starting in the enterprise, and it's going to play out over the next 5 to 10 years. So we are building fast and furious and hiring as quickly as we can on the product side. Number two, we want to expand into new markets. So we're opening opening up Europe and doubling down on the US. And it's just present salespeople in these markets to sell and service customers. And lastly, we're building a go-to-market foundation that would allow us to build a very large company. The market for AI transformation in the enterprise is going to be very big. The easy way to think about it is it's going to be bigger than the web transformation. And as you know, the digital transformation projects is still underway 30 years later. Everything, every piece of technology that was built before AI is going to get redone for AI.
That's quite a big market that you're talking about there. If you'd like to put any numbers to it. And also, you say the company's grown about 600% year on year, but of course, this is coming on a smaller base, and it is serving global enterprises across sectors. Just give us a future trajectory you have in mind. I mean, is this 600% kind of a growth sustainable? How do you expect it to play out? And, what will really be the bigger drivers across these geographies you're planning to expand to? You said Europe and going deeper in the US as well.
Well, I've been doing this for 30 years across multiple companies. I have never seen market demand and from across geographies like this. Everybody understands the power of AI and the need to transform to become AI native, which is reimagining the business with AI, and the tools are simply not there. So we're on track to grow somewhere between 600 and 900% year on year this year. And I believe it's sustainable for many years to come. So the key is to put in the foundation of go-to-market, of marketing, selling, servicing, and taking care of customers in a way that we don't have to go back and revisit these as we scale up.
All right, sustainable for many years to come, a 600% kind of a growth rate. But Raji, before we let you go, since you've just taken on this new position at UnifyApps, just tell us briefly how this dual CEO role is going to work. Of course, you're also the chairman. And what, to your mind, as the new leader, should be the top priorities for the company's growth right now?
My co-founder and I have worked together for 14 years. So this is just really coming back and doing what we've done very well. I'm going to be focused on strategy and go-to-market and all the stuff that company needs externally, while Paviter is going to be very focused on building and executing and delivering against this vision that we've set for ourselves, which is very ambitious. And so this is going to be something that we've done very well and we enjoy doing.
Well, Raji, if I may add, quickly in terms of competition, where you see that and what your moat is going to be. I guess what I'm trying to ask is what your architectural, breakthrough really is that is letting you solve for this unique problem you've identified.
Let's give all the companies a lot of credit for what they're doing. Every enterprise software company today is relabeling themselves as an AI company. We think of those as functional or vertical AI solutions. People are going to bring AI to whatever they do, customer-facing systems, marketing systems, supply chain. That's great. What we're advocating for and what CIOs are buying from UnifyApps is a horizontal AI platform that allows all those other platforms to work together and for CIOs to build AI apps and agents across them. So if you are a retail fast food chain, you really want to build an inventory management and forecasting system across your supply chain, across your point of sale, and across your marketing tools. So if you run a campaign, you're not running out of ingredients and having to take the product off the menu. And that's the secret sauce that we bring. We bring three things. We bring next generation connectivity to over 1,000 existing enterprise systems. We bring a LLM agnostic approach, and we bring a complete platform for data.
Well, Raji, there was one more clarification I wanted before we finally let you go. This you're calling UnifyApps this, what I read as enterprise operating system for AI. I mean, that sounds like a sweeping ambition. In technical and business terms, I mean, just for our ease of understanding, could you break down what that is?
Well, what does an operating system do when you buy a laptop or a phone? What it allows people to do is to build apps and take advantage of all the capabilities that the phone brings or the laptop brings, and everything else to work with each other and build on top of each other. That's exactly what we do for the enterprise. You can bring your CRM system, your supply chain system, your marketing, sales, financial tools, all in one place, and then transform them, transcend them, build on top of them, because that's what the AI transformation is truly about.
All right, we're going to have to leave it at that, Raji. Thanks so much for your time here today and for answering all of our questions, and we wish you the best with this ahead. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Ritu.
And moving on, Delhi NCR-based Wonderland Foods has raised 140 crore rupees in its first institutional funding round, led by Asha Ventures and British International Investments. Now, the company plans to use the funds to expand its product portfolio, strengthen its distribution, and set up a 250 crore rupee greenfield processing facility in Greater Noida, a move that will create over 1,000 new jobs, most of them for women. The investment marks a big step in Wonderland's growth journey and reflects rising investor confidence in India's fast-growing branded dry fruits and nuts segment. Joining me now to discuss this further, Abhinav Gupta, the managing director of Wonderland Foods, and Amit Mehta, the managing partner at Asha Ventures. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. Anubhav, let me start with you, right? Wonderland has built this strong brand in the dry fruits and nuts category. Which of your product lines are performing best right now, and what kind of innovations can consumers look forward to? Also, how are you sort of staying ahead of competition? You know, it is intensifying in this space increasingly.
So, hi, thanks for having us here. So, see, dry fruits is originating from our old traditions, where our forefathers and mothers have always told us to have almonds and walnuts and all sorts of nuts in the morning. So the maximum sale is coming from the classic raw nuts, but with the evolving customer needs, with the urban customers coming in, we have seen a sharp increase in value-added nuts and dry fruits, like the flavored dry fruits, the dates and date concoctions. Going ahead, we are looking into adding loads of healthy snacking products, which gives the customer the taste and convenience along with the health aspect.
Sure.
So that's the segment that we're looking for in the future.
All right. And you know, this is Wonderland's first institutional round, right? So how will this 140 crore rupee fundraise accelerate your next phase of growth and product innovation?
So, so we're looking to expand our product portfolio, like I said. So a lot of it is going to be used for new product development. In the new facility that we're coming up, we have a dedicated research and development wing for coming up with new products. We're looking to also increase our presence in the distribution part. We want our products to be available in every part of the country, and also the branding and the marketing side of the brand.
Few things there that you will be spending your funds on. But Amit, you know, let me bring you into this conversation, right? What sort of convinced Asha Ventures to back Wonderland Foods? What stood out about the company's business model, brand, you know, or like the impact potential?
Thank you for having me on the show. You know, while we are broadly bullish about the whole healthy snacking category, I think what stood out for Wonderland was the customer love and strong brand that Wonderland has been able to create over the last few years. Also, the strong execution focus and the capital efficient manner in which Anubhav has grown the business over the last couple of years has been a strong differentiator for Wonderland as compared to some of the other players in the market, and that stood out strongly for us.
Sure. So, you know, you did say you're bullish on the healthy snacking segment, and that is sort of rapidly seeing growth in India, right? So how do you see this space evolving, and where does Wonderland fit within that broader consumer shift?
Sure. So healthy snacking is clearly a secular multi-decade trend, and that trend is sort of bolstered by increasing urban disposable income and massive growth in the quick commerce segment, which our country is witnessing. You know, we think Wonderland is a market leader in the healthy snacking category, and we expect the category as a whole to grow at more than 30% over the next couple of years.
So big opportunity there in that space. But, Anubhav, coming back to you, right? You're setting up this 250 crore rupee greenfield processing unit in Greater Noida that's going to create over 1,000 new jobs. Can you tell us, how this facility will transform your production capabilities and empower women in the workforce?
So, like I said, we are gonna change the way nuts and dry fruits and the healthy snacking products are being produced in the country. To start with, we are going to have an additional employment of 1,000 more women workers, unskilled women workers that will also improve the livelihood of the local families around the factory. Also coming in towards the enhancement of our production capacity, we are going to implement state-of-the-art technology that will make sure that the products are more fresh and crispier when they reach the customers. And the new research and development wing will help us getting new and newer products to the customers.
All right. And can you share how Wonderland's revenues have grown over the past few years and the kind of growth trajectory you're targeting post this fundraise?
So not giving a lot of specifics, but in the last 5 years, we have grown 7-folds. So it's been a 7x journey in the last 5 years. We are growing strong and steady. And we look forward to carry on this growth in the next 3 to 5 years with the help of Asha Ventures and BAI, two strong partners. I'm sure we will be able to continue with this growth or probably even cross that.
Sure. So 7x growth is what you've been seeing over the last 5 years, and you hope to continue that as well going forward. But, Amit, Asha Ventures focuses sort of on sustainable and inclusive growth, right? So what other sectors are you betting big on? What does the next year look like for the startup ecosystem?
So, as a fund, besides the consumer sector, we are bullish on sustainability as a theme, healthcare and financial sector, which are all sort of sectors where growth is driven by the domestic demand, which is at the core of India's story. And we believe that, the startup ecosystem in India will continue to innovate to cater to the demand of domestic customers. And that's what we want to continue to back as a fund house.
Sure. And, Anubhav, you're currently, if you could take us through your current presence across the country, and how do you plan to grow that further and reach more households?
So currently we are available across the country through all the modern retail chains, quick commerce and e-commerce. Going forward, we are wanting to grow our presence into the general trade market so that we are available. We want to penetrate into the deeper parts of the country, so that each and every person has access to our products.
So you want to go deeper into the country. Which sectors in which part of India is doing the best for you at this point, where you're seeing the most amount of demand?
So obviously metros leading the front, but in the last couple of years, we have seen the tier 2, tier 3 cities performing really, really well, especially with e-commerce and quick commerce becoming really strong. The convenience factor has really kicked in the tier 2, tier 3 cities. And we have seen tremendous growth in those parts of the country as well now.
Sure. And quickly, before I let you go, you've already built a strong impact footprint by employing mostly women across your facilities, right? So what are some of the key initiatives that support their training, growth, and long-term inclusion?
So, in our factory, we have regular hygiene training. We have a crèche facility, so women workers who have kids, so that they can just get their kids and they can be in the crèche while they can work in the factory. So there are things like this that we promote, and it's easier for them to come and work and at the same time take care of the family.
Sure, absolutely. Great initiative there. All right, Anubhav and Amit, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street.
So much for having us.
Okay, we have a lot more lined up, but don't go anywhere. We will take a short break. Up next at Salesforce's annual flagship event, Dreamforce 2025 in San Francisco, the spotlight will be firmly on AI and its growing impact across global markets. We bring you an exclusive chat with Arundhati Bhattacharya of Salesforce India, who discusses India's role in the company's growth story.
Welcome back. You're still with us on Startup Street. At Salesforce's annual flagship event, Dreamforce 2025 in San Francisco, the spotlight was firmly on AI and its growing impact across global markets. In an exclusive conversation with CNBC-TV18's Aishwarya Anand, she caught up with Arundhati Bhattacharya, the chairperson and CEO of Salesforce India, to talk about India's surging role in the company's growth story, new AI investments, and what the big Agentic Force 360 launch means for Indian enterprises. Take a look.
India is considered to be like one of the fastest growing markets for Salesforce, right? Last year, you've clocked revenues upwards of 9,000 crores. So I want to understand that what role today do you think India plays in Salesforce's global AI strategy?
Today at 13,000 plus, only about 1,000 people are in sales and distribution.
Yeah.
The rest of them, about 3,000 would be in delivery. Okay, so that still leaves 9,000. Of which most of them are in products, are in engineering, are in R&D. So to that extent, there is a lot of innovation coming out of India. However, most of our teams, they work across the globe. Whether innovation is coming out of India, 100% it's coming out of India as well. But is it coming out of India alone? No, not really. But having said that, our engineering talent in India is very, very important to the entire way that Salesforce has been innovating, and it will continue to remain so.
Salesforce has invested nearly $18 billion in San Francisco and has made huge investments in other parts of the countries as well. So when we talk about R&D and the kind of investments that's required in India, what is the plan of action on that front?
So, I don't have the number for that, really speaking, but consider the fact that 5 years back when I had come into the country, we had only 2,200 people.
Yeah.
Okay. Today we have more than 13,000, and actually it's quite appreciably more. And then we've just done another acquisition, and those people will be joining us too. So that'll be close to 1,500, 2,000 people that will be joining us there. So, organically and inorganically, we have grown multiple times, okay? So there is obviously a fair bit of investment that we have done. Besides that, we used to have just one office in Hyderabad, which was our center of excellence. Today we have 6 offices, and probably we will be having one more, on account of the acquisition. On the other hand, we've also declared a tower in Bangalore, which will be available for our use sometime by December of next year. Okay, so if you look at all of it, the investment in India has been solid. And it is going to continue because that's the way we intend to grow.
Talking about one of the recent developments that has happened at Dreamforce has been Agent Force 360. So are there some early pilot numbers or traction that you're seeing? What is the adoption like in India right now? Could you shed some light on that?
So, most of the clients that we have made presentations to them. We have shown them what we can do by increasing their productivity, their efficiency. And there are all kinds of agents, some can give you quantitative measures, some can improve the qualitative measures that you are tracking, but there is a ROI attached to every one of these initiatives. Number of them are in the pilot phase, a few of them have gone live in production as well, and those that are in production, by the way, are extremely happy about it.
Yeah.
Now, we will be doing a Dreamforce to you in India very shortly after this. I think there have been developments that have been declared over here, things like the Agent Builder, and we hope to bring them all together and showcase to our Indian clients.
So that does bring me to this question, which is like India has its own set of problems, right? We talk about, the diversity issue. We talk about data quality, regulatory frameworks. So when we talk about global products like, Agent Force 360, are you localizing them for customers there? And not just tier, and I'm not talking about the top tier customers, okay? I'm talking about the SMBs as well.
Whatever are the regulatory issues, we will be compliant to them.
Yeah.
We are already compliant to
Data
GDPR.
protection bill is almost about to come.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it'll
But
raise
we
a lot
are
of
complying to
issues.
GDPR.
Correct.
If you are complying to GDPR, the hope is that we will definitely be able to comply with DPDP.
Correct.
Okay, when it comes. We already know what could be the framework or the outlines, and we know that we fall within those outlines. So that's a non-negotiable. I think the SMBs at long last can aspire to do what the enterprises have been doing, because today we are able to provide them a platform which gives them digital labor. What are we doing in order to localize things? Localizing, I think one of the biggest things that we need to do is the voice. Because there are so many languages in India, and it's not pure languages either. You know, something like English is a mixture of languages, and we need to cater to that as well. So we have been doing a lot of work on voice, and that's something, while it has been GA over here, a lot of the local languages will get added in the forthcoming few months.
Well, lots to look out for from Salesforce in India. But moving on, eyewear retailer Lenskart is all set to launch its initial public offering on the 31st of October. The firm is looking to raise 7,278 crore rupees through a combination of fresh equity and an offer for sale. Now, this 3-day subscription window is going to close on the 4th of November, and the price band has been set between 382 to 402 rupees a piece. The IPO comprises of a fresh issue of 2,150 crore rupees and an OFS of 5,128 crore rupees.
International continues to be a good focus for the company.
4,000 stores by 2030?
Again, I would say...
Possible?
Definitely. I mean, India has 80,000 eyewear stores, approximately, conservatively. And that Abhishek said, we have 60 stores for 1 million people. We have 20 times more jewelry stores in India. So one would say, can you add at least another 80,000 optical stores as a country? Yes, right? Out of that 80,000, let's see how many Lenskart adds.
Amazon